Guys, some breaking news out of Giants camp, and Leonard Williams has happened to be traded in the middle of the day today. Leonard Williams is going to Seattle. Interesting for Seattle. They're trying to make a push to win there. Leonard Williams has a lot of money tied up in his deal. I think he's making like maybe $30 million, something very high and substantial. And for Seattle, it's an interesting move. I don't exactly love it. You are giving up a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick and taking on the contract. He is a talent. You're trying to go all in, I guess, if you are Seattle, with your quarterbacks there not making that much. And by the way, I think that Seattle's doing it right. They have, a lot. They have running back depth. You have really good receivers there. You're hitting in the draft. I mean, you look at Abraham Lucas is a big hit. Boye Mafe is a guy who's hit. Witherspoon looks like he's going to really be a player, and same with Jackson Smith and Jigba. So Charles Cross is another guy that they took pretty high in the draft there. All right, so and Tariq Woolen was the defensive rookie player of the year as a fifth-round pick out of Texas San Antonio. So you're really doing a solid job if you are Schneider there, up there with Pete Carroll. This is a lot to give up for like an interior lineman. I guess he can help in the run game. He'll be decent for a couple of years, but then that's a big contract. So it's just a lot to maybe give up. The Giants did well here. Getting a second rounder for an expensive player like Leonard Williams. You still have Dexter Lawrence inside. You still have, I believe, good talent on your interior of your defensive line. I really think it's a good move for the Giants. The Giants need draft picks. So now in the second round, I mean, this is huge. The Giants can get a great wide receiver in the second round. The Giants can try to get a tackle, can try to really boost their offensive line. I mean, John Michael Schmitz is a big, he needs to be pretty good for the Giants. Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas are really high picks. But the guard play, I mean, Mifacton, the guys from Mifacton, I think his name is, from North Carolina. The Giants just need some offensive guards very badly. And then the Giants, like in the first round, are probably going to be drafting quarterback. I mean, Daniel Jones is going to come back, but Bo Nix would be a really good quarterback for the Giants to target. Bo's played a lot of games. Bo can be pretty consistent for you, I believe, and he just has more mobility and just as much arm strength as Daniel Jones. So Bo Nix would be a solid get. But this is good for Shane. It gives you some time now. The Giants should be a team, like even Adoree Jackson is a guy that you could try to move for maybe a fourth rounder. If McKinney's not getting it done, McKinney for a second or first rounder, continue to reset the clock, because the Giants, they still have Daniel Jones in his contract up for another year. So it's not going to be easy if you're going to cut him or whatever, draft a rookie quarterback. The Giants need to prepare to be good in like 3 years. But this defensive line, luckily, is good. Like Wink Martindale's doing a nice job. Thibodeau looks like a real player. The guys like Pinnock, Cordell Flott, even Deonte Banks is playing physical football. Like this Giants defense is still playing really nice. All right. So there are some real pieces here to this Giants defense that can make it a really good group. It's just about the offense. It's all about the line. You do have Wandale and Jalen Hyatt, and those guys are going to be eventually really, really good receivers if they stay healthy. I mean, I know Wandale tore his ACL, but Jalen Hyatt is a big, high-level talent. And once you get a quarterback that can get him the ball consistently, once you get an offensive line, you still have Waller for maybe a few more years. It's going to be an interesting offense, to say the least. But this move makes a lot of sense. It's a really good move by Joe Schoen, and you get off of that contract, and you do get a second-round pick and also a fifth-round pick. You could get a really good player in the fifth round. Heck, I was just talking about Tariq Woolen. I believe that he was a fifth-round pick. So there's a lot of depth in football, and you're going to have to, again, continue to be active during this period. You're 2-6. You got the Cowboys and Eagles that are in your division, so there's no way you're really catching them in your division. You're terrible against those two teams. So what are you going to do if you're the New York Giants here? All right, and they need a lot of help. They need to continue to reconstruct this offensive line. Is Bobby Johnson going to be there next year? These are all questions for the New York Giants.